Hello and welcome. I'm Hagar. I'm excited you're here. I heard you need to get a little centered, so let's do this together. Come to your mat and bring yourself to all fours, to your hands and your knees. Spread your fingers and root your hands down. And move your hips around a little bit, side to side. As you begin to move, bring your attention to the movement of your breath. Go ahead and circle your hips around in one direction. It's interesting, we come into our center sometimes by moving things around. We might have an idea that we need to center ourselves by getting still. Go ahead and change the directions, but sometimes it's actually movement that helps us recenter. You know how you need to move your body around sometimes when you get stuck. So that's a similar concept. To center ourselves, we want to move and dance a little bit and twist a little bit. Now inhale and take your hips back and your chest forward. So very simple, cat and cow. And exhale, looking towards your navel and round your back. Press the hands down as you move. With the inhalation, take your hips back and your chest forward. And with the exhalation, look in towards your navel and round your back. And if you haven't already, go ahead and tone the back of the throat. Slow and deep ujjayi breath. Make this resonant sound with your breath. Couple of more rounds. You're finding the center. The space between your front and your back. One more. Where is the center when you stretch your front like this and look forward and hips go back? And where is the center when you take your front towards your back and around your spine? Now come back with your inhalation to a place where you're somewhere between the roundedness and that big arch. Somewhere where there's an engagement in your abdominal region and an opening in your chest, an expansion in your upper back, a curve in your lower back. So you're, all of a sudden as I'm doing that, I feel a lot of parts of me engaging. Do you feel that too? How everything, just to find that place between front and back, that center, makes everything engage and come together to work together. All the muscles in my body are, hello, let's work together now. Now, see if you can maintain that holding it together, right? Because that's why we are looking for our center. Inhale your right arm to the right off the floor, and then thread your right arm underneath your left. Bring your right shoulder to the floor. Come up on the fingertips of your left hand, your left elbow to the sky, and gently twist your body to the left. Slow breath. As you're twisting towards your left side right now. So the tendency will be for your left side to kind of get a little wiggly and very open to allow the twist, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but what happens if you actually bring the front of your left hip bone, draw it towards the front of the right hip bone, so you're engaging like that in your lower belly, and the left side of your ribs a little bit more towards the right side of your ribs, so there's a lot more engagement now in your core, and maintain that activation of moving the left towards the right as you turn from the right side to the left, particularly in your chest. Right? So the sides move towards each other and there's an engagement and an integration of the center. And inhale, come back out and out of it. Did you feel that? That felt strong for me. Did that feel strong for you? Inhale, reach your left arm to the left, and with an exhalation, twist to the right, thread your arm underneath. Left shoulder to the floor, come up high on the fingertips of your right hand, right elbow to the sky, and breathe slowly. Slow ujjayi breath. So in this dynamic way of moving from side to side, and engaging the sides, moving them towards each other, can help us locate our center, and not just locate it, not just find where it is, but activating it, engaging it. So do the same thing here. The right front of the right hip bone, there's like a bony part here. It's called the ASIS, the anterior superior iliac spine, if you're interested in anatomy. So that part, that bony part, pull it energetically towards that same part on the other side, the other hip. So both ASISs move towards each other, and the right side of your ribs go also towards the floor and towards the left. And the ribs go all the way up to the chest, right? So pull it in. But now the sternum, the breastbone, turns up towards the sky, up towards the right. So there's, it's a lot, right? It's a deep engagement. So now expand your breath in that tight space. So you're both engaging your center and expanding it. And now inhale and untwist. Ooh, I feel that. Move your hips a little bit around. It's such a simple, gentle pose. For some of us, not for everybody, of course, but it's not the most difficult pose necessarily in yoga, but it's so powerful, so strong when you take those actions. Now, bring the big toes to touch, your knees wide apart. Rest your hips back. Move your your torso a little bit side to side so that your torso snuggles in the space between your thighs. Forearms to the ground and forehead to the ground. Child's pose. Slow breath. And then use your hands to gently bring yourself up and sit on your heels if that's okay for you. If it's not, you can just take a comfortable seated position. You can even sit on a chair or the couch for a moment if you need to. No problem at all. Rest your hands on your thighs. Let your eyes close. And let's find the center, the space between the breaths. So keep breathing Ujjayi breath. Keep moving the breath through the tone in the back of the throat. And before you exhale, at the top of the inhale, pause there for a moment. There's a natural pause. So hold that pause a little longer. And then exhale slowly through your nose, through the tone in the back of the throat. Slow breath in. Pause there. And slow breath out. And again, another pause. Keep going. And notice how that pause between your breaths is dynamic. How it pulses, how it kind of shakes a little bit. It's not still. It's not unmoving. It is alive. And just keep noticing the space between your breaths. And you can stay with this dharana, with this focus, with this meditation for as long as you like. And I will catch you soon. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.